to if you're trying to create websites that are accessible for international markets, it's often very challenging. There's a lot of different things to keep in mind, and something really small can cause a lot of rework. So I created this website, for example, conference captioning, and the translated websites aren't showing up on Google. And there's a lot of errors, and also there's some issues with SEO. And so what I decided to do is I decided to create something that can be automated. And so here we go. This is how what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the code folder. I'm going to delete all my older files that I translated before. And I'm going to also as you can see, there's issues. The person that I had translated decided to translate other stuff as well, and that caused a whole range of other issues. So I'm just going to delete everything and start over. And you go to your sitemap. I'm going to delete all the other languages too here. So all the non-English languages. There's even -en for some reason there. So go like that, save. Okay. So the first step you have to do is you have to clean up your code. So I created this little automation tool, and all these links are available. So you just take your index.html file, select all, and this is a different file. So copy that, paste it in here, format, and basically just take the body code. So this is the body code. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, copy, and then I'm going to go to the body code here. So what I'm doing with the first linter essentially is I am trying to get spaces. So if you see skip to content, it was in the same line. I'm trying to push it to be on a different line, so it's easier to pick the text. So I'm just going to fix the indentation a bit, and then I'm going to take a look at my code changes. So as you can see, these are the file changes that are happening. It just pushes it to a different line, just so it's easier to visualize and change. The page should look exactly the same, and then the indentation should be exactly the same. The only thing that changes is that the text is in a different line, in case it wasn't in a different line before. So I'm going to push those changes. Code cleanup, that's what I'll call step 1. Okay, so once this is done, push that. The second step is I'm going to get a list of languages and make copies of the clean code. Commit and push. Okay, so my list of languages, I essentially have this little sheet, and where did that go? So these are my list of languages. So I just take that, and I have this, I'm going to create a little automation file. So let's go here. All this code is open source, so you'll be able to get access to it as well. So this basically is an auto file generator. So I go here, paste it, and I pasted the list of languages that I needed, as you can see there. And what it does is it just copies the index file into the different file names. So once it's in, just say sh space automation.sh. Bam. It just created like 25 different files. Okay, and let me make sure everything looks good. So yeah, these are basically just copies, nothing major here. I'm just gonna commit and push. So copied duplicates, language duplicates. And then the next step is I'm going to add all of these files to my sitemap. So you can manually change it, but I'm just lazy, so I manually I created this little shell script, put it here, it adds it in here. You can copy the same thing, make sure that you put your code here, your domain here. So shell script, sitemap generator. Let's see what's up here. Yeah, so we just need to make sure everything looks good here. Let me fix this indentation a little bit. And URL set at the bottom. Okay, I don't need two URL sets. And then once this is done, I'm gonna review that. And this looks good. All of that looks good. I'm just gonna make sure that this file does not get pushed. So go here. Actually, leave that there. We'll remove it in the end. We just don't want it to be in the sitemap. And sitemap updated. Okay. And then the next step is to pass the HTML code into this extractor. So I'm going to go to the index.html file, go here, paste, extract strings there. So now, as you can see, I have all of these strings. I'm just going to copy them all and paste them in a Google Sheet. Okay, so I'm going to recreate a Google Sheet just so everyone can see what I do. I just paste all of that, I remove unnecessary lines. I take a look at this code, make sure everything looks good. One thing I do notice over here, there's an error. I don't need this. I don't need to translate the phone number, so I'm just gonna delete this. One thing I noticed is that there's a bunch of contact. So I'm going to remove a bunch of those copies. Remove. So contact is above contact us, which would basically screw up the contact us translation. So I'm going to move this below. Delete. And there's here, yeah. We don't need this. Is there two contact us? Yeah, there's two contact us. We don't need two contact us either. Okay, we don't need this period thing either. And I'm just going to change this for the deaf community instead of the deaf community. And then also there's something called cart. So I'm just reviewing the translation. Let me change this to accessibility service. Ability solution. Okay, now I just basically put the list of languages on the top like that, and then I use Google Translate function to translate the text. So $A2, which is going to allow me to copy this down, and then I'm going to say $A1, so that because I don't need to copy that language down, and then $B$1, so that I'm able to get the language that I want to translate to. Bam. So copy that, paste, copy that, paste. Oops, what did I do? Okay, and it's just doing its translation magic here. So as soon as it's done translating, which it seems to have finished already. Let's see. Yeah. So go to the bottom, copy, go all the way to the top, push this into a JSON converter. Then I just convert the whole thing to JSON. So one thing that I did here is I changed, because no one understands cart in other languages. So I changed the translation slightly. And then also, okay, yeah, let's fix that first. So everyone, yeah, I'm gonna change that. I'm going to remove this period, and I'm going to split this into 2 lines. Let's see, with your support. Okay, yeah, let's look for the cart first of all. We provide best. Yeah, so I'm gonna say here, go here, and replace this. And then the other one that we talked about was which one was that? Here. Yeah. So I'm gonna remove this. We're just basically cleaning up our data before applying the automation. So insert row below. And then just apply the same automation over here to the bottom over there. Yep. And let's see, was there anything else that needed to be cleaned up? So contact us. Yep. Now copy the whole thing, convert it to JSON format. Yeah, so this is the last step basically. And now I'm converting it to JSON. The JSON format is here. Copy the whole thing. And copy that. I'm going to create a translations.json file. everything looks good here. And I'm going to create another shell script that essentially does the file text replacement. So I'm going to call that the translator.shell script. Yeah, basically goes through the file and replaces whatever it sees depending on the language. And because I'm using a Mac, so I'm using GSED, but you'd have to use SED or whatever you'd use on a Windows. Yeah, slight changes, but yeah, this should basically work. Now let's go ahead and run the translator. Yeah, so this takes quite some time because it does a ton of translation, but I'm going to let it finish Spanish, and then I'm going to stop it from moving any further, just so that I'm able to check. Wait, did it finish Spanish, or is it still working on Spanish? Yeah, so the one thing that I noticed though is that for some reason it leaves a bunch of dollar signs, so you'd have to like add in a lot of these, and so I'm just gonna like replace them with nothing, and then save it, take a look at my get changes, and yeah, so that looks good. It's translating stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open the code as well to make sure that the page looks fine. Bam. Open. Everything's translated. Except for this one. See? So that means this one also needs to be placed above this. So it basically is like get a demo. But yeah, take a look at it. Everything looks fine except for that one. So I'm going to change the way that they're placed. And then one thing that I also noticed is with your support is messed up. So that needs to be fixed. All right, made with love for the deaf community. Okay. So go here. Translations.json. Made with love for the safety deaf community. With your support. Ah, no wonder. It has nothing. Okay. So that's why this file is so essential. With your support. Bam. Go here. Okay, and what else? So I need to fix this. Let me place this on the top actually. Is there one above? Okay, and what else was messed up? Oh yes, the get a demo. Place that here instead. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna go here, all the way to the top. Push this into the JSON. Step 3. So go all the way to the top here. Paste this here, convert to JSON. Move this down all the way to the bottom. Then replace the JSON file. Dev community. Change that. Dev community. Okay, I think that should be fine. Now let's conference captioning. Let's see. Okay. Yes. All right, moment of truth. Are you all ready? Let's do it. So that translation file is good. I'm gonna go here and discard changes to this. And let's run the translator. All right, so it's done with Spanish. I'm gonna open Spanish, make sure that the changes are reflected. Oh yeah, the $signs. So I'm gonna wait for all of them to finish so I can just change the $signs at once. Those $signs are annoying. Yeah, there we go. This got translated. Okay, is it done yet? So it's done with Spanish, French, Portuguese, Arabic, Russian. All right, in the meantime, while it does that, once it's done that, we're going to be good over there. We fixed the contact us. We finished this. We did GSED. We fixed that. Now we're just going to look at some of the smaller items like the meta tag, canonical URL, and yeah, we're gonna put that in separately. So let's go to the index.html. Over here. So let's see. So when we go to Arabic, okay, going back to Arabic. Yeah, let's fix this first. So I think, yeah, I translated everything successfully. Replace all the $signs. And reopen the file, make sure it's replaced. Make sure everything looks good now. Yep. Yes, everything looks good. Even this get a demo works fine. Now that this is good, I'm going to push these changes. Make sure not to push the backup files. Backup files are good for comparing in a text compare file to see what the before and after changes look like, especially for debugging purposes. So you don't really need those backup files. I'm not committing and pushing those files. So I need that. Yeah. And yeah, so pushing all translated files. Yeah, so you're basically done over here. We successfully translated everything into all those languages. But what we're going to do as a bonus is we're going to add some more fixes. So one thing that you noticed here is that some of these things like the meta tags are not being translated, and so what we're going to do for that is we're going to add another language translator So we're going to go back to our Excel file, add a few lines at the top. So this is the meta tag description. These are some keywords. Let's see, this is the short keyword. And this is the long keyword. Okay, so we need translations for these as well. Place them here. Okay, and then the other thing that we also need, so I'm just gonna create a languages.json file for these meta tags and all these like ancillary things that you might not be interested in. And I'm gonna push these files all the way there. Same thing, go all the way to the top. Oh, actually, this one. So Google Sheet to JSON file converter. Bam. Go here. And paste them in here. And then there's a few other things that I noticed that you will need if you're going down that path. One of them is the canonical that you have. The other is the OG URL. Then there's the HTML language tag. So these I was just able to get from ChatGPT. You can take a look at my prompt here. I basically said, hey ChatGPT, give me give me a list in this format, and it spit out that list. Then I went to ChatGPT and I was like, hey, give me a list in this format, and so it basically did most of the work for me. I just had to clean it up a little bit. So one thing that I did to clean it up is I went into my index file and for all of them. Wait, why is this dollar sign still there? This dollar sign should not be there. Why is this airing out? What are you doing? What just happened here? So this was messed up. I fixed that. Okay, anyway, let me push these code blocks, but let me also add these other items. So this is not going to be very useful, but these are going to be useful for me. Actually, let us go to the next step. So let's see, run, remove, add. Let's add the drop down. So there's a languages drop down that you can add to your code. So all you need to do is just like copy and paste this piece of code into your code and it should work. Ooh. So I'm just going to search for this, and if it exists, then replace it with this. Okay, so I'm adding a language drop down to each and every single page. To see what it looks like, I'm just gonna go here, refresh. See, there's a language drop down, but it says English for all of them. So in order to fix that issue, I'm just going to get this. I'm going to get this little buddy here, pull that in to my languages.json, and it's going to fix that issue whenever I run this code. So that is fixed. That'll make sure that, it shows Spanish in the Spanish page and so on. And then the other thing we need to do is that we need to make sure that each of these pages shows the right language to Google when Google is searching. So I'm going to go here, make sure my HTML languages are fine. So I'm going to change this to this just so that it's easier for the parser to work with it. And once I'm done with that, now I'm good to pull this code in and put it in over here. And then for my canonical page, I can just use these as well. And I'm just going to change that to this. Bam. Oops. Okay. This should be everything. In order to make this work, we need to make one slight change as well, where this is basically this. Okay, so make that change as well. Okay, so yeah, we need to get rid of all these app.html files. None of those should have been there in the first place. Let's get rid of those as well. App. Holy moly. Delete. Go to trash. Okay, so don't worry about this one. Delete all of these. Don't worry about this, but yeah, here. So for all of the languages, we added the language picker. We fixed the question marks wherever it was needed. And then we added the canonical OG URL, HTML language, and this should be good to go. We don't care about this old stuff. Okay, so clean up languages. Discard everything else, push. Now, going back to our little automation translator, I'm going to change the JSON file to languages.json. Bam. And yep, so it fixed that. It fixes the keywords. It fixes this. Did it fix the canonical? Yes. And yeah, that is basically it. So one more thing that we can do is if you go into your Google Search Console, let's see, everything looks good. Yes. Fixed meta tags. So we finished this as well. We're going to go into our Google Search Console, and what you'll notice in your Google Search Console is that it'll say, hey, I don't like some pages. And the pages that it specifically doesn't like is these ones. It says, oh, yes, you added these languages, but they're not good. I'm like, why? So the reason it doesn't like it is because you have to add something called hreflang. So let's try to add the hreflang properties. Let's see. hreflang. The good thing about the hreflang is that it's basically the same code for every single page. So you can copy and paste what I have here, just change your domain, and then just paste it in every single line. Holy moly, what happened here? What happened here? What happened here? Oh, this is the wrong file. And just actually, I was like, wait, where did all my code go? Push this here. Change this to friends captioning, and let's see. Yep. So I'm gonna look for this everywhere. Replace this with this. And don't care about these files. Yeah, so it added the hreflang here, added the hreflang here. We don't need this file, so we're going to go ahead and delete it now. Index-en.html. Delete file. We don't need you. One more thing that I will do after I push this code is I will add a redirect based on language. So that's a pretty cool feature that I added to one of my websites. I'm going to add it to this website too. Oh yeah, 2 of these over here, so we don't need 2 of these here. Index. And don't care about this, don't care about these. So added hreflang. Okay, let's add the auto redirect code. So this is totally not needed, something that I just like to do for fun. But basically, at the bottom of my code, for the index.html. So only in the English language. If the user comes to the English language page, I redirect them to their language essentially. That way they don't even have to like click on it in order to change it, just automatically redirects. So go in here, paste, and yep. I'm just gonna change this to conference captioning. And yep. So only for index.html. Auto redirect by language. Commit and push. None of the others matter, so I'm gonna discard everything else. I'm gonna go into here. I'm gonna say, hey, Mr. Google, please read my sitemap again. Give me better points this time. Okay. Let's see, pages. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait. No, this is from before. Yeah, this will take some time. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show. Now, if you go to conferencecaptioning.com, yes, you'll actually see the Spanish page. I think the list is really long, and that's why it's, you know, coming down below this. So we'll have to probably get rid of one of these, maybe demo, but yeah, I mean, the rest is translated. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all joining, and have a great day.